Here he comes.
Lawyer.
What's up, y'all? Coming to y'all live from London. Extremely humble, grateful, and blessed. Just got nominated for a Grammy. Let me make it clear. I didn't just get nominated for a Grammy. We just got nominated for a Grammy. Everybody tagged is a part of the project, and we got nominated. It's the unity, the black love, the black excellence, the love album, the R&B album of the year. No skips from top to bottom. Let's go. Yeah. Thank y'all so much. Every artist, everybody that listened to it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
People know exactly what they're doing until they get exposed. That's a word that came to one of the people on my team, and she gave it to me, and I'm giving it to you. People know exactly what they are doing until they get exposed. And once they get exposed, then they get confused, or they made a mistake, or they don't understand, and then people know exactly what they're doing.
I have no money problems, believe me.
So I'm thinking,
No
are you
money,
broke?
yes, no money problems whatsoever. That's Tony Braxton. That's not me.
Are you broke?
I have no money problems, believe me.
So I'm thinking,
No
are you
money,
broke?
yes, no money problems whatsoever. That's Tony Braxton.
Thank you for joining us. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Miss Monique,
Sydney.
for
We
coming.
appreciate you, Miss Monique.
Thank y'all.
All right, brother. And it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Eddie, thank you so much, my sweet baby, for having us.
Why you keep thinking them and not me?
You know what, brother? You're going to hear yourself a lot from me lately. You're going to hear yourself around the world because we have to explain brothers like you. We do. And when we watched that movie, Birth of a Nation, and we saw that man walk his wife into that master's house, we watched him walk his wife in. Then we watched him go back and get him. You're that brother. I thank y'all for
God
your
bless
time,
you.
my babies.
Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. I want to thank you so much for coming by the Queen Tulsa show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Listen here, welcome to Queen City. We want to take you on an adventure. If you would like to support this channel, you could do so at Cash App, $ beautiful 070707. We do have a PayPal. It is the Butterfly Lounge. And just by you simply coming by, liking, sharing on all of your platforms really does amazing for this channel, for the people. We hope that you are entertained. And also, please tell somebody that we're live. Until next time, so long. All right, Royals, we are back. We are back. We are back. And I'm so excited to be here with you on today. We have, oh my goodness, this is a story that I've been waiting to cover. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been waiting to cover this story, and I've already had like my pre notions about kind of what was going to be happening. And this documentary, it was something different. But let's go ahead and get into it. Facts revealed. Sean Diddy Combs like you've never seen before in new Netflix documentary. In this video, we delve into the latest developments surrounding Wendy Williams' guardianship case, which has taken a surprising turn following a new medical evaluation. Recent reports from TMZ reveal that Wendy underwent extensive testing in New York City, leading to a neurologist conclusion that she does not have frontotemporal dementia, FTD. This finding challenges the basis for her court ordered guardianship, which has been in place since 2022, primarily due to previous diagnosis cited by her legal guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. Join us as we explore the implications of this evaluation on Wendy's autonomy and future. Additionally, we discuss the highly anticipated Netflix documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, executive produced by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. This 4-part series chronicles the rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs, featuring exclusive interviews and footage that shed light on his career and the serious allegations against him. Don't miss this insightful discussion on both Wendy Williams' situation and the complexities presented in the documentary. Well, the reason why we're bringing Miss Wendy Williams up is because when we talk about P. Diddy, this man is power hungry, power strong. And when you talk about financially, he had the means to sit anybody or quiet anybody down. And I think people are forgetting that with money comes power, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, well, the girlfriends, they should have just left and things like that. I can't speak to what they should have done, how they should have done it, but I just know trauma, inflicted trauma on someone, you don't, that's just a touchy subject. And since we're talking about trauma, we're going to learn in this documentary that Diddy's mom, Janice Combs, is the reason behind, his attractions or his need to have these extravagant, fabulous parties and after parties that turn into FOs. So, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I watched like only the first episode. I didn't get to the second one. It was draining to say the least. But pretty much it was like 6 days before he was arrested. He did have like his pill bag close that they were speaking of in the court documents. He was on the phone speaking to his attorneys, and I could only imagine what those conversations were when they were on trial, because he wasn't even in jail, and the way he was handling his legal defense team, like, y'all better make something happen. Like, you better pull a miracle out the sky, and so on and so forth. But he was forgetting his reputation. He was forgetting the footage that everybody saw of him dragging, kicking, punching Cassie on that tape as she was trying to escape the FO. He made her go back. And then, I know I'm all over the place, but it just takes me here. When they were having FOs and he was like, come on, finish strong. Or, the ladies, they may have had like some womanly issues going on. And this particular situation, the guy said that he did not know that Cassie was menstruating and they had relations, and he was very upset and things like that. You got to think about the risky behavior. You have to think about voyeurism. Voyeurism is when people, they like to watch, right? Sometimes, just depending on who the person is, they might want to join, but sometimes people just have a kink where they just want to watch you interact, because just that action or that picture alone is a turn on for them. You know, I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Y'all already know, I've had a, past. And I had this one particular guy where he would want me to put on my high heels and stand in front of the mirror, and he would want me to pick him up and have him on my back, and he would release. Like, that was something that really got him going on. So when you talk about the fetish and the kink world, to someone that isn't privy to maybe the lifestyle, as they would call it, the swinger lifestyle, if you're not privy to that, you will have like no clue, right? So, like I said, there's a community for that. There's a community for that. But let's get into this. So, Diddy felt like once he started making money, that money could get him out of everything. And I think that we saw that during this trial, with his defense team, with him, trying to get out of jail. If y'all remember, this dude could not sit still. He could not sit still. First of all, he was getting lit, turned up, and they found things on him when they arrested him. So you got to think about a person that feels like, oh, well, money, just like that hotel video. He thought that that was a goner. It was not a goner. It was actually used against him in court. He thought that he could wipe things away because this is what he's done in the past. You see what I'm saying? You all give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and bring up some footage here. And I want to thank you all so much for not parking on my lawn. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a listen. This is going to be a clip. 50 Cent speaks on a new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs. We're going to take a listen, and we'll be right back.
Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest. Now, Combs is threatening legal action against the streamer for airing the unauthorized footage. Behind the series is Combs' longtime rap rival 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton, who sat down with NBC News' Chloe Malas ahead of tonight's release.
Tonight, Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed just days before his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday. Behind the explosive documentary is Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. And
now listen here. No shade. 50 Cent has been out here doing his thing. So I don't understand why people are surprised about that, even with Ja Rule. And actually, Ja Rule, you should actually be happy right now because 50 Cent is very busy with Diddy, but he's going to get to you. And you know what? Let me go ahead and address this, and then I'm going to get back into this. But Ja Rule got jumped. Tasha K had come out here and reported it. He said that she was lying. Next thing you know, his video footage coming out. Listen, like I said, Ja Rule, 50 Cent is busy right now. He's focusing on this documentary, but he's going to be on your tail. But anywho, I'm going to get into this. They said that Diddy was the best storyteller. He was like the Black Superman. Okay? If he was like this amazing guy, why didn't he never marry any of his children's mother? A good man is not going to be sitting out here wealthy and your life has changed and you have the finances to move forward and live a comfortable life, but you didn't want to settle down because your mama prepped you with that hoe spirit, that freakiness. See, I remember when there were parties, oh no, the kids go outside, or, if the grown folks were talking, like, we had to step away. we weren't privy to these conversations. Child, Diddy's mom had him at the parties. He got to look, he got to watch. What you think is going to form up in his brain? His mother was his teacher. Whatever he saw her doing, right, wrong, or indifferent, it was right. Let's get into it.
Director Alexandria Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs's mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
Well, listen here. Baby, y'all should see this skin and grin that 50 Cent has on his face. Baby, he's smiling from ear to ear. Oh, child. Listen, when I'm doing my commentary, I need you guys to stick to the commentary. Don't come in here with that foolishness. So while we're going to do that, because I just don't have time, I've got to time you out. We'll see you in 30 minutes. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to get back into the real seriousness of this. So this is Curtis 50 Cent Jackson dropping the new Diddy doc, if you guys are just now coming in. And Diddy, I want to say, is very much so unhinged. Diddy has not learned his lesson. Like I said, up until the day, that he got arrested, he was still using narcotics, substances. He was still, reaching out to certain individuals, still had this persona of, I can't be touched. Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no. And they moved him right on into prison. Let's get into it.
Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes with him.
Combs's team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage. After a near...
Hello. Anytime you sit up here and you film with a production company, you don't think that they're going to keep some of that? You don't think that they had a plan before that they had even come to you with it? And Todd wasn't even in this, because it's always a scheme, but Todd wasn't in this. But Netflix, no shade. They give you only what you give them. I mean, they can only show what you give them. If you acted in that way, if you did this and you did, baby, it's on recording. That is you. You can't say that that's not you. And it's like, when is he going to take some accountability? When is Diddy going to say, you know what? Maybe it's me. But I don't think that he'll ever. He's too narcissistic. For one, like I said, with his status and celebrity and his money and his bank account, and also in this doc, they was like, he can't keep continuing to hurt people and nothing happens. And this is what I'm seeing. He's hurt so many people. This man is not a good man. Listen, when Black Rob was in the hospital, y'all already know some of those artists, he didn't want to give them their nothing. He didn't want to give them nothing until it wasn't worth nothing. Let's get into it.
Nearly 8-week trial, Combs was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering and sentenced to 50 months in federal prison for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs' team going on to slam Netflix for partnering with 50 Cent, who they say has been his longtime public adversary, something the Grammy winner denied, citing his own casting choices in his popular Stars franchise, Power.
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Yeah,
because
but this,
of the
look at this, and it's
Now, does he not have free speech? Don't content creators, don't the news, they put their spin on it, or, and let's just be honest with legacy news, Armand said a great thing yesterday. He said it's legacy media is unseasoned. Now that you have content creators like us showing up, we got the seasoning salt, we got the hot sauce, we got the ranch. I mean, we got it all. We got all the flavors and the toppings to come with it, right? This man is an actor, right? He has a business that he promotes, right? He's putting people on. He actually had given Diddy's kids a job. Like, let's be real.
let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids, and we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall, but Stapleton says theirs is different.
Yeah, there's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, if I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
Shout out to 50 Cent for shedding light to that, because yeah, if you're new age and you're coming in, you would think that like Diddy was a man, you wouldn't know about how his artist, Notorious B.I.G., was taken. You would know about the rival between Tupac Shakur when he had come to New York and he was pewed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then his unalivement in Las Vegas, and Diddy's name was tied to that. Keefe D, the guy that's in custody for allegedly, taking Biggie's life, he said that Diddy said that he was going to pay him $1 million. You got to think about when Diddy was over there with Kim Porter, knocking her upside her head, into where she was like, oh no, and she got that corkscrew and she got him right together, and he went right onto that emergency room. Then you got Young Miami out here prancing around, very vocal about being a hoe. How is this a stand-up guy? He has children. He has daughters. Make it make sense. I just pray that those young ladies, those twins, and all the kids, I just hope they just really do the opposite and be the opposite of what their dad is or is in jail for. Now, those the males in his camp, I don't know about them. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm scared for them. I hope they're in like some type of extensive therapy because when you talk about this trial, I mean, they were there. Y'all don't that was trauma in itself. Watching your dad sit and wait for some jurors to make a verdict on what his life is going to be for the future. Traumatizing to those children. But let's get back into this documentary. So it says 19, he dropped out of college. So he dropped out of college and he, really wanted to get into his music. And then they started talking about Heavy D and how he was put Mount Vernon on the map. And so Heavy D, oh my God, Heavy D. Heavy D was an amazing guy. I loved his music. And of course we know he was with Andre Harrell. So Heavy D introduced Diddy to Andre Harrell, to do the internship, and that was pretty much how it got started. But this is, pretty much like from start to finish. Like they talk about his childhood, they talk about his mom, and I was actually surprised that they got in deep with that and really wanted to shed light on that because as a content creator, there's a content creator that took her offspring to one of those type parties. And so it's like, dang, what type of, like I don't know. I always wanted to be better than my parents. I didn't want to be like my parents. I wanted to be better than them. And that's not always a bad thing, right? But let's get into it. So Albie Shore, of course, he's on the dock and, he gives his, his story and, how he was a part of the industry. And so Janice and Diddy fell out. And so Diddy didn't want to stay with his mom no more. And so him and Albie Shore started living together. Was it Albie Shore or I think it was Andre? I think it was Andre. But in 2016, so they have a part where Janice comes on. So they were on this show and, Janice is there. She's speaking. Of course, she's in the audience. She didn't wear that blonde. She had like more of a brownish, like bronze copper type of hair color. And so, she said that she worked at an after spot, pouring liquor and, it got her big tips. And she said that Diddy didn't know about that. But child, the way he looked at her like, girl, why is you over there lying, baby? He was probably sitting behind the bar. Okay. And she was probably passing the money like, okay, you hold on to that. Because it's like with Janice, it was more of like she was going to man him up. She was going to make him the man that she wanted him to be for her. That's what it was giving me. Then they go on to say that, Diddy's daddy had passed and he felt good. His dad was, a hustler and a gangster. So like when he found out that his dad was into like this lifestyle of, selling the work, he felt like, oh, my daddy is the man, he's a gangster, he's, and so his mom, like I said, hey, Miss Mickey, like I said, his mom, being that Diddy's dad was like a gangster and a hustler and all that, she was prepping him for that same lifestyle. She needed somebody to get up in those streets, get that work, do whatever you got to do. Let's get to the top. If we got to pimp some hoes, or we got to put some hoes on the track or whatever we got to do, we got to, host a freak off and get this money at the door. We going to do what we got to do. So she started dressing him up in like hats and furs and things like that. And my thing is this is a kid. What are you trying to, what are you doing? Like I said, it was like she was prepping him up like that was her man. Like as soon as he grow up, he gonna be good for me. That's what she was giving. And if you really think about it, do y'all remember when she and Diddy was kissing on the lips? Ain't no way I'm kissing my mom on the lips. Mama, take your lips somewhere else, honey. That's inappropriate. And I feel like it's distasteful. And it's not my thing. So, like I said, Janice was dealing dope. And she knew how to throw a party. You know, like I said, the atmosphere was pimps up, hoes down. And to be honest, she had a stage in her living room. So just imagine, you know, you living in this house, it's you, your mom. I don't know if the sisters and was around or whatever the case may be, but you know, just imagine like, you know, you have a stage in your living room and you got some gyrating, you got some intoxicated individuals. You have individuals that may be on substances. You got individuals that are having relations. I mean, this is just a whole freak off, right? But this is one thing Janice did do. Diddy got some beatings from his mom, but Diddy did slap his mom, and he will bite. He would threaten to chew the nose off of somebody or anything. Like he was very vicious. So what they're saying is like he was a monster. If he was anger or raged out, and you know, he might bite you or you know try to like rip you. You know, like that's some deep stuff. Like cannibalism. Like he'll eat you alive, you know? So there was in this document, I think her name was Joy Dickerson. They were saying that Diddy had tapes of her at parties and he would pretty much use them as like entertainment. He would play the sex scenes at the party. And so this was like, you know, in the city and college, right? And oh, let me tell y'all this. Do y'all remember that first annual Heavy D situation where they had in New York, but it was in like this event center, but how it was built, like at the bottom you could come in but you couldn't come out. Well, it was a stampede of people and people had lost their lives. And that right there let me know that that was the start of tragedy. Him rejoicing in tragedy because Diddy felt like he could get famous through tragedy. That would explain why after Big had passed away, and I believe it was Vogue or Big news network or outletters wanted to cover Notorious B.I.G. and Diddy was like, no, make this about me. He gone. This about me. And so he wanted to get more famous. And he knew that by taking that moment, that it would get him where he needed to be because he had the experience from he can get famous through tragedy. When all those people had passed, Stampede, I mean, they were carrying dead bodies out. Yes. And Miss Natanya. Listen, Miss Natanya was the first one. And what is wrong with our people? You have it in black and white that this woman was the only one that sued this man. He had to pay her. He started harassing, bothering her. Her tire on her car kept coming up flat and things like that. But now we hear when Cassie tried to escape, he would send people after her. He would use certain things against the women that he was dealing with. Finish strong. Doesn't matter if you're on your menstrual. Doesn't matter if you're having a breakout. Doesn't matter if you're burning. You're going to get over there and you're going to hop up on it and you're going to do exactly what needs to be done. And when you're done, let's go in this room and I want to eat it out of you. And I want you to put it on my nipples. And get off schedule if you want to. Embarrass me if you want to. It's going down. Mickey says, all of Hollywood is nothing but evil entities. They knew it was over capacity and they still sold the tickets. They didn't care about them people's lives. No, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about I mean, come on. When you think about these things and you're putting this all into perspective, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. Okay, tragedy. When we think about, like I said, Black Rob, and then, think about Craig Mack. Man, it's crazy. You said justice for Netanya. Yes, justice for Netanya, please. And the money does not compare to the tragedy and think she still deals with today because of it. Yes, flashbacks. I mean, I feel like she got a piece of justice, being that this man is going to have to register as an S offender and he's not going to have a normal life. So there's going to be no normalcy to his life. Now he can be in the prison watching over his back. Like she was in fear, he needs to feel that same fear. Itty bitty 2C roll. Diddy is done. Diddy done. Okay. Shout out to Miss Wendy Williams. Miss Wendy Williams told us, honey, Diddy done. Okay. That Tootsie Roll. Hey, that Tootsie to the left. Okay, honey, Miss Tootsie Roll. I said, you know what? That was just, but that makes a lot of sense because that little Tootsie Roll, honey. Now that's the queen right there. How you doing? Yes, that's the queen right there. Let me see. Where is that? Okay, so was that all my notes? Because like I told you, I only got through the first. Well, I didn't even get through the whole first episode. Girl, it was very interesting. Very much so interesting. To be honest, y'all, I went to sleep. It put me to sleep. It was like, because it was like the history, like going back down, and I just have to prepare myself for it. I have to prepare myself for that because it's very heavy, but I'm curious to see what else does Netflix have, because I don't want no spoilers. Don't tell me, oh, this is going to come up. So I'm going to try my best not to listen to any more of the Diddy stuff. I'm going to try to get through the documentary because it had come out yesterday. Today is Wednesday, December the 30th. It come out December the 2nd. But yeah, I'm going to try to look at it and take my notes. Y'all already know I have my notes. And I don't know. I wish Miss Wallace was here, rest her soul. I wish she was here to just see this. I wish she was here to see this, like, seriously. Yes. Okay. I'm glad you said that. All right. So listen here, guys. We got to make it do what it do. Free Wendy. Call 1-866 Truth 84 to sound off and let everybody know why Miss Wendy Williams should be free and why she should be released from this. Oh, shoot. What? Okay. So give me one moment. Let's go ahead and make this phone call. Wow. Oh my God. So Truth 84, that is 1-866-878-8484. Y'all already know what we got to do. 1, 2, 3.
Calling the Truth Tip line. We value your help and input as we continue to fight against abuses of power. Although tips can be made anonymously, if you would like a team member to follow up with you, please leave your name and contact information. Please remember that this line is for substantiated tips, not theories. For tips regarding guardianship abuse, press 201. For tips regarding financial advisor abuse, press 202. For tips regarding a senior living facility's misconduct, press 203. For tips directly related to the Wendy Williams guardianship, press 204. For media outlet inquiries, press 205. Thank you for being part of the fight for truth and justice. This is the extension for tips related directly to Wendy Williams' fight for freedom. Please leave your tip or message after the tone. Sorry, the mailbox is full. Please hang up and try again later.
Oh no.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, we at least we know we got some messages on there. And listen, we need y'all to always keep that thing full because she has people out here. Miss Wendy Williams has people out here that love and care about her. We want justice for her. Free Miss Wendy. Is nothing wrong with her, honey. She just giving you the tea, and you may not like it, and you may not love it, but girl, she is missed. And listen here, y'all all know y'all was pulling out y'all hair during the Diddy trial because y'all was waiting, y'all was wishing that she was going to be on that television screen to give you guys the rundown and her exclusive sources that she would have had up in that courtroom, baby. Oh, child. Get into it. You said, I don't have Netflix, LOL. It's okay. Oh, you know what? So this is the thing. I need to figure out how to have a watch party. If you guys are not following me on Twitch, please follow me on Twitch. I don't have my device next to me, but oh yes, I do. Hold on. Let me get my Twitch because I can play it over there. No, I don't know if I could play it over there. Yeah, I can play it over there. I can play it on Twitch. You all give me 1 second. I can put my Twitch in here and you guys can follow me on Twitch. And you don't even just subscribe to it. And I could play it there and you guys could watch. We could do like a watch party. So I'm thinking Twitch and what else? Twitch and I don't know if we can put it on TikTok. But I am on TikTok too as well, guys. Make sure you all are following me on TikTok. I am on TikTok, The Real Queen Toast. I'm gonna go ahead and put those links in here right now. Free Wendy until it's backwards. Okay. So that is my Twitch right there. Let me go ahead and put my TikTok in here so you all can follow me on TikTok. TikTok. Let me go ahead and let you guys know what my TikTok is. No. All right. So give me one moment. Let me put my TikTok. So Queen Tulsa TikTok. Okay. So there we go. TikTok account. All right. So I'm The Real Queen Tulsa on TikTok. You guys can follow me. I'm going to put my link right here. Those are my social media handles. I am going to be working with some other content creators and we're going to be collabing. So you guys should look forward to that. I believe we're going to be talking about the the Candy and Todd, Tamar Braxton, and Funky Dineva this evening. So I just got to get with my content creator that wants to that I'm working with. All right, guys. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we take up out of here? I just want to make sure I am doing my due diligence. Did you all kind of get a good synopsis of kind of what I was trying to break down to you guys about kind of like what the documentary was about, what it was aiming at? And this was just only the beginning. So we hadn't even gotten to like the court case or anything like that, or any of the content creators. Shout out to Tisa Tales, Armand Wiggins, Nick at Night, uh, 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 Queen Amada Shakur, Queen Sheba Darling. Okay, she was there. She was in the building. Who else was there? Attorney Simone Redwine. She was there. Shout out to Dennis Byron. He was there. Shout out to who else was there? There were a lot of people there that were. Oh, Lovely T was there, our sister. Who else was there? Listen, I was so proud to see our people doing something positive, right? And people were like, oh, they just want to tear the black man down. No, this is education. Okay, now we see how it goes for us. Now it's time for us to start covering those other cases with the other people. Let's bring a balance. If we can give commentary, we can cover our people. Let's cover those other cases with people that don't look like us. I mean, there is a woman right now on a trial because she was a stepmother. And child, don't y'all know that she was jealous of the child and unalived the child? White woman. You hear me? So we don't discriminate. We're going to cover all the cases, okay? The white collar crimes, the black collar crimes, however. Listen, we're going to, anything that's out. Oh, and speaking of, Alicia Andrews, the young lady that was sentenced or got convicted in the Julio Fulio case, she's going to be sentenced here coming up soon. So we're going to be there for that. And what other trials? Brian Walsh. You guys know that I just got a new system. I'm back here at StreamYard. Oh, I love it back here at StreamYard. I was using another platform. I wasn't really too satisfied with it. Right here, I actually love the setup because it pretty much the setup that I thought that I was getting there. I'm getting a better version of it here on StreamYard. So shout out for that. You says, thank you, Queen. You have a blessed evening, Queen. You do a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Listen here. You all have a great day on purpose. We are working on some things, mind, body, and spirit. So if you guys want to join along on that, on our journey of doing something positive and giving back to the community in a thoughtful, generous way that's going to help their mental health and also proceed through life with grace. Here at the Butterfly Lounge, I am your host, Queen Tulsa. This concludes our broadcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time.
Queen Tulsa, baby. Your favorite shade. Your hottest tea. And your headline queen. The Wendy Williams of YouTube. Iconic, epic, and always petty when I need to be. Queen Tulsa, I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you'll like. Cameras on, baby, I control the stage. Every headline bends when I set the page. Hot topics burn, I deliver with grace. Shady little smirk while I give you faith. From the gossip rooms to the YouTube fight. Turn petty words into sleepless nights. If I say stops here, then it's all through. No one drops tea like I do. I'm the queen of YouTube. I'm the Wendy Williams of YouTube. Treat me right, I'll treat you right. Treat me wrong, I'll treat you wrong. Hit that like, I don't bite. Hit that like, I promise you'll like. Like and subscribe, let the numbers climb. Serving raw truth with a touch of divine. Breaking news, baby, I say it bold. Every word drips, hotter than gold. Discussing cases, I keep receipts. I'm a boss in heels with the fire and heat. You want the tea, I'll pour it smooth. I'm Queen Tulsa, baby, I set the mood. Sweet on the lips, but sharp when I speak. Petty when I want, but my shade unique. Iconic, epic, I reign supreme. Queen Tulsa, the boss, I'm the headline queen. Don't get it twisted, baby. They came for the gossip, but you stayed for the corn.
All right, guys, we got breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Honey, Armand Wiggins has put a restraining order on a blogger. Armand Wiggins has put a restraining order on blogger. Yes, the case was filed on December the 1st. Civil harassment prevention, general jurisdiction. Yes. Baby, did not is going down. Harassment. Did not, you are out here harassmenting people. Y'all, we got breaking news. So shout out to Nika at Night. She's actually the one that just broke this story. And so I got to give her credit. She broke it. That's why I saw it first. So did not is back in court. Listen here. Y'all, we're going to really have to come back. The Black tea sector, we're going to have to come back here. Thank y'all so much. I don't want to take away from the show. You all have a great evening on purpose. Okay. That was a lot. It's like, when are you going to learn your lesson? When are you going to leave people alone? Let's get out of here so we can come back.